Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Inscryption. Before I do get into today's episode, and you guys noticing that the episode is on a different day than it premiered, I do want to talk a little bit about the channel and something I'm going to be taking for a little bit here. And I haven't really taken one for a while, and I'm going to take a little bit of a break from just like how heavy I have been doing content for the channel. Because for the past few weeks, I've been doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 videos per week. Try and keep that sort of schedule consistent there, and I have to admit, I think I'm starting to get a little worn down from it, and I'm going to take a little bit of a breather. That doesn't mean there's going to be no content for the channel at all. What's basically going to be is I'm going to keep the Saturday, Sunday exactly as they have been, and I'm going to have Inscryption go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m., and then probably that's about it for a week or two, maybe 3, I'll have to see. I just want to try to figure out a little bit of time to look at what I want to do with the channel a little forward, how series have worked well for it, what has not worked, and try to figure out a nicer balance for, like, handling it all. Because even on YouTube now, I think there's a lot of a different approach to it than it was. There used to be a thing where it was like, to really help build your channel up, it would be to try to stay consistent and steady with your, like, uploads, videos, etc. I feel like that's changed a bit more in, like, the past few years and how stuff has gone, and I admit I could just use a little bit more of some time to cleanse the palate, think of how I want to approach things, and go forward. Because with having done Dredge, Prehistoric Hunt, some of the other series beforehand, I feel like I've got a little more insight to how the channel can run better than just, like, how I used to do it, where it could be very long series going for a very long time. But I'll talk more about that in other videos, just so we don't fully front-load this, and we'll continue right where we've left off in Inscryption. Because I'm actually very impressed with how the first episode for this series did. I very rarely had videos really go up over 100 views within, like, the first day of their release, and Inscryption soared well up past that. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on this. I do think this is also a good game to help with my bad habits. One thing I should actually address before we start into, like, going the card part of it is when it... Oh, did I not do these? This is one of the parts where I thought I might have been a little too quick with, like, having tackled this little vault, because I don't think I explained what the goal of it is or how each of them works. And one of the things, again, Inscryption I'm hoping to use as a series is to work on my bad habit of being a little too quick going through certain stuff and skimming on information. So how these properly work, if I didn't explain them last episode, is you're basically trying to do 5 damage total to the top side of the board. So you have to figure out the combination of what all adds up together to get your 5, and then that opens that up. So you can see that one was pretty easy. I do like that these have reset there. So it's about, like, trying to figure out things. Certain things are locked in place, you can't move them, others you can bring up, move down, etc. So I think I actually just want to do... That'd be 1 attack there, 3 attack there, 1 there, which should be 5. Yeah. I don't actually know if these have the solutions I had already put in them or not. Actually, I think they might. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, these have saved their solutions. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about these bottom 2 because I think I skimmed through them. And unfortunately, the puzzles don't really give you a way to see what these sigils are unless you hop out and go to the catalog, or we've already encountered these sigils in the game. What the little ant symbol, or the bug symbol there basically means is for each one of those on your side, you give +1 attack to that creature. So this is actually a 2-3, because there's 1, 2, 3 of those on our side. This one down here does not count for it, only if it's, like, up in the active row would it count there. So that's why this does 5 damage here, because you have the 2 hitting there and the 3 hitting there. At least, I think. Hang on, let me try this. Yeah, it does count, but I feel like that actually shouldn't be the case. Because I'll actually have to look up this symbol, but what I think this one means is when that thing is going to be attacked, it actually leaves, like, a decoy behind and moves to a different space. So that way, like, it doesn't get killed on that first attack. So that... I guess because this one can't move here. I can't move here, that one stays as is. but then maybe this one on its attack moves here, and these are free to go through and connect. And that actually brings me to this last vault here, because this is the one I was trying to figure out, like, where did I get the full 5 damage from here? I think how it works is usually it operates from left to right for, like, combat plays out. Now I realize how this worked. Okay, so this is probably, like, the big issue of if you hit this, you would be taken care of. But that's solved because of this right here. The one with the little spike shield or spike halo on it basically means if it gets attacked or has damage dealt to it, deal 1 damage to whatever hit it. So as this sweeps left to right, this attack hits here, but this kills it before it attacks this, which leaves that attack and that attack to go through for 2 points, and then the 3 goes here for the rest of the 5. And that's how that was solved. I just don't think I really went into an explanation in regards to that last episode, and again, just to be better about myself with, like, trying to be more forward and slower and explain the thought processes, I wanted to touch on that to start today. And this little puzzle, you can see we have to try to get a squirrel on the left side of our board and a wolf cub on the right. But I think everything else is in play, so we can return to the table. And actually, you know what? Before I do, let me go through this to try to see if I can find... Yeah, bifurcated strike we went over last episode a bit. There's also a trifurcated strike, which is you actually get 3 attacks out. Frozen away, when a card bearing the sigil perishes, creature inside is released in its place. So it's basically like a... well, it's a stasis until it breaks. Trinket Bearer, when a card bearing the sigil is played, you'll receive a random item as long as your pack is not full. A Steel Trap, when a card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well. Pelt is created in your hand from that. Amorphous, when a card bearing this sigil is drawn, sigil is replaced with another sigil at random. Tidal Lock, beginning of its owner's turn, card bearing the sigil pulls small creatures like squirrels into its orbit. We've got Omni Strike, card bearing the sigil, strike each opposing space that is occupied by a creature. It will strike directly if no creatures oppose it. Leader, creatures adjacent to a card bearing the sigil gain 1 power. Brittle, after attacking, card bearing the sigil perishes. Okay, we're getting a little deeper in than I was expecting to. Worthy Sacrifice, card bearing the sigil counts as 3 blood rather than 1 blood when sacrificed. Repulsive, creature would attack card bearing the sigil, it does not. Many lives. Yeah, we had this used in the last couple of episodes. When a card bearing the sigil sacrifice does not perish. Airborne, we've seen, just flies over. Guardian, I think we spotted this on the Prospectors fight, but we didn't actually talk about it. When opposing creature is placed opposite to an enemy space, a card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space. So it's basically, once you play a card down, if there's an enemy on the board with that, it'll move over there, or yours will move as well. Ant Spawner, card bearing the sigil is played and is created in your hand. Hefty, end of one turn, card bearing the sigil move in direction described in sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed that way as well. Here's the little shield I was talking about, Sharp Quills. Once card bearing the sigil struck, the striker is then dealt a single damage point. Unkillable, card bearing the sigil perishes, copy is created in your hand. Waterborne, we saw during the angler fight, or in the wetlands, basically on our turn. Well, on the opposite person's turn, waterborne cards are underwater and can't really be damaged or attacked. This is the one I want to get to. Loose Tail. When a card bearing the sigil would be struck, tail is created in its place and a card bearing the sigil moves to the right. Yeah, so that's what would have happened if it gets hit, so that's just the one I wanted to go over. But enough talking, we're here to play, so let's continue forward and see what we can pick up for our first card. The Meager Coyote, but what did you expect for only 4 bones? The Nefarious Rattler, a brittle creature, once past its monstrous fangs. And the Unkillable Cockroach, returns to your hand after dying. Okay, so... I'm leaning a little bit between the Cockroach and the Coyote. The Rattler, as nice as it is for 3 attack, I feel like the 6 bone is going to be really hard to pull out. The Coyote does have the nice 2 attack that I'd probably go for. Like, yeah, the Cockroach can come back to your hand, but I don't know if it, as a 1-1, just... Maybe I will go for the Cockroach. I think it'll have a little more utility, or at least repeated usage or versatility than the Coyote does with just, like, playing once. So I'm going to take the cockroach and we'll carry along. You know, you're free to get up again. To keep your blood flowing. I mean, I was just up talking, so I think we'll just sit and keep going. And the pack is we get to take an item. Our rock may get you out of a hard place. Some bone tokens for a rainy night. Now, basically, the bottles are, you open them, you get that card out of your hand. The boulder, it might be useful as like a stall mechanic. I can take that, place it on the board, and it'll buy me a turn or two of defense while I prep some stuff. The bone tokens might be nice, but I don't have a lot that uses them. So I think I'm going to take, again, utility of the boulder I think is going to also outweigh the pliers. Because I think these just add a single point of damage to the scale to help tip it a little bit more towards your favor. So I'm going to take the boulder along with us with what we've got there, which is a boulder, a squirrel, and the pliers. And we've got another battle we can hop right into. Oh, you again. Indeed. Our friend freed me. Well, I basically told them how to do it. You got a plan? We have another friend here. You've got to be... I wouldn't call him a friend. But I suppose we are in deep this time. Okay, so this is not exactly the best, so I need to stop... I'm trying to think here. Like, I want to stop the Wolf Cub from changing over, but I don't super need to do 1 damage right off the bat. So maybe I'll let this play out. I think I'll grab... Okay, so I got the possum. I'm going to stoat there, or sacrifice that and get the stoat out here, so that way I can make sure the wolf cub can't attack or can't change over. Because if that turns into a full wolf, that's a very big problem to face. So yeah, we should be good that. We'll end the turn and let that play out. And now we just have the alpha there. So I'm going to pop the squirrel down there. We're basically just going to be juggling back and forth the 1 damage, so I'll let that play out. And I'll see about trying to get some other cards into my hand. Okay, see, I could get the wolf and play it right over on the alpha there. But I feel like I might be better off holding on for now. Because again, I'm not really at a big risk of anything super setting things against us. I can have a little bit of time just drawing some cards. I might actually do this. Just so that way we can slowly start tipping the scales in our favor, and then I can always see about just trying to get a big load up of damage after. Yeah, so let me draw a squirrel. I see the way this is going. I concede. You may accept my surrender, or you may finish this match the slow way. See, I feel... It basically, if you take that, you end the match and you just move forward there. But that also is something I would probably say you never want to do, because you can always try to maximize or get a little bit better of an outcome. So again, I'm going to put the squirrel down there. I'm going to let those go through. I'm going to draw another squirrel here. I'm going to get it here and waiting. I'm going to... I think what I'll do is let 2 turns go like this. Yeah, so that... Let me take a look at the scale here. Looks like I've got 1, 2, 3 before I would win this. So I want to go for, like, the overkill damage. So I'll probably just let this turn play out as it is. Alright, I think I have to draw a card, don't I? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's right, I forgot that last episode, because of the vault, we got the Ant Queen. So yeah, I'm just going to end this turn, get those 2 bits in, and now this is where we're going to see what we can do. So, we can get the wolf out, and then how many tokens do I have? That is 2, that's 4. Yeah, all of my cards here only do 1 damage. So, we'll get that out. And I think we'll end this turn and get the profits from the overkill going through. Yeah, there we go. 5 points of that to help us along. If you desire it, you may stand now. It'll allow me time to plan. Okay, ooh, I am no tyrant. You may stand whenever the map is unrolled. It allows me time to plan your next encounter. But do keep your hands off my possessions. Yeah, well, we've already been kind of playing around a little bit with stuff. Okay, I don't think there's anything I can do with the clock right now. Because I don't see anything in here that, like, would really work off it. That has to be happened in the game itself. We've opened the vault up, we've seen that. There's something to do with that we haven't figured out quite yet. Oh, hang on. Oh, you've got a gold tooth. Okay, there's the globe here, but I don't really see anything from that. Yeah, that's... Actually, we have the... I wonder if that relates to the caged wolf card we got. May have to see about that. Yeah, those are locked up tight, we can't do anything with. I think we're basically good just to sit back down and keep going along for a little further. So we'll have a card we can grab. Let's see our options. The elk, the beehive, the inviolable beehive? When it's attacked, you will draw a bee. It could come in handy, though I'm not 100% sure. Although, that's an interesting face to see. I am dead. We'll take that, because, yeah, that would be pretty potent to have. So we could go put a sigil on another card, but I feel like we don't really super need that. So I'm kind of leaning we'll go to the fire and see if we can power something up a little bit more. Okay. The crackling fire lit the starving faces of a group of survivors. We have not food, one said. But perhaps one of your creatures will join us, enhance its power, said another. Okay. So looking at my options, I don't feel like I need to increase I am dead, so I'm going to leave that be. Our heavy hitters are pretty good. I'm thinking I might want to do it to the stoat, or maybe even the... I kind of want to lean stoat. My thinking is, because of the 3 health, it'll stick around a little bit more. And giving it the extra damage means it'll have a little bit more lasting power, or have more effect as we do stuff. The cockroach might return to our hand, but again, the 4 bones, that can take a little bit of time before we get. The skink could be a 2-2, but I feel like with the tail in place, it could cause me some problems where it'll buy me 1 turn, but the next I could be in trouble after its decoy is, like, attacked instead of it. So yeah, we'll upgrade you once. Fire warmed the weary stoat and enhanced its power. You suspect the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your stoat in tow, you're retreated into the woods. Yeah, we're going to take that with us. We're just going to do that. And we've got another encounter here, so we'll see how things go. Okay, so we got Squirrel, I Am Dead, the Wolf, and the Bullfrog. Now, I've got the 2 Sparrows, but if I put I Am Dead out already, it's going to instantly win us the thing, so I don't exactly want to do that yet. So what I'll do is we'll just play the Squirrel, end our turn here to let these attack, because I'm only going to suffer 1 damage from that. And now I have to see what I want to do, because that Squirrel... You know what? I'm going to get rid of the Squirrel. I can take out the 2 Sparrows. Sure, I Am Dead is gone and we lose a powerful card pretty early, but I don't know if there'll be a lot more beyond what we have here. So I'm going to do that just to make sure I can take the Sparrows out. And then even if the Coyote does kill it, a Squirrel and the Bullfrog will be able to get rid of that. Yeah, see, there's nothing else behind that. So I think I can just do that. Come back here to get the Bullfrog out. And end the turn. Coyote's taken care of. And it stays our turn, so I can just draw through our deck. You have me here, I surrender. Yeah, no. I'm going to keep playing this out. Put the possum there, and just slowly let these build up a little bit more. Got the worker ant. And turn again. This is a little bit slow and methodical to do it. But I think it's more worth it just to, again, maximize what we can get. Okay, so that looks like we've got 2 away. See, with the Grand Fur there, I can't really sacrifice that, but I could maybe do the wolf and the opossum to get there. So that buys me a turn with the wolf already out. That is only 3 tokens. Yeah, I'm going to end turn. And let's see. I think we'll do Squirrel here. Get the Skink out for another extra point of damage. And then we can let that go through for 5 total there. And that gives us a little bit more of the overkill. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So we'll be able to... Looks like we have a forced path, and then we'll have to figure out what we want to do. So let's go for it. So we got the Adder, the Black Goat, the Hypothesized Goat, the Truest Offering, sacrifice it grants 3 blood. And the Elk Fawn, the Nascent Fawn, quickly grows into an elk. Okay, I don't have a lot of cards that are really using multiple blood. But the Elk Fawn, that could help or hinder if I don't play it smart enough, but I'm going to take it just to have. Okay, so we got an interesting option here. There's a fire we can go to, or there's a sacrifice thing. However, I think this is one of those totem battles, where it's like the enemy has a special totem that gives their cards one of the random sigils. So I'm trying to think if I have anything I want to transfer over. Okay, I guess I can't really examine my deck unless I am right there. I kind of feel like going to the fire, because this does give me the same options, well, kind of the same options. Let me also look a little ahead. Item we don't super need, fire, or an altar to change. I don't think I need the 2 altars. I don't even think I need 1 right now. I think I'd be better off going for the fire, just dealing with the battle, and then I could see about getting a card and even upgrading again. So yeah, let me keep working at the fires. Okay, this is interesting. Warm a creature by the fire, enhance its health, set a hungry survivor. So we can give something +2 health. The only issue I'm seeing here is I don't know what I would give that 2 health to. Like, I could keep the Elk Fawn a little bit more alive, but I want it turning in the next turn. I am dead. I could try giving it to that, but I feel like I might want something... A possum or bullfrog are the 2 I'm leaning at, just because they are pretty easy to get out. I think I'm going to go for the opossum. It basically turns it into another basic stoat, and the stoat has been a very handy one. Or... No, because of the 2 bones, that's going to take a little longer to get out, and it might be trickier to bring out. So you know what? I'm going to do it to the bullfrog. Blood is pretty easy to get something out with, and then once I do have the 4 health on it, it can survive a little bit longer if I need it to. The fire warmed the weary bullfrog and enhanced its health. Suspect the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your bullfrog in tow, you retreated into the woods. Yeah, and now we are at forest, so we have to go into another fight, but we'll see how this plays out. So strange. Why can't I remember his name? I believe I've lost some of my memory. In the flash. Okay. Okay, so we got a wolf cub coming down. There's nothing we can do this turn about it, but we can at least get a squirrel ready. And basically just end our turn here. We've got a possum there, but that's not a big deal. What I think I'll do is I'll take another squirrel. I actually think I'll set you here, because I get bones not only from sacrificing the animals, but also from them just dying. So I can do the elk fawn right here. That takes care of the wolf cub. And then as that squirrel dies, I could get out the stink bug or the cockroach as I want or need. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, and the elk fawn does move, but it also did change over for me. So I think what we'll do is get... Okay, well, we can only get stink bug out, and stink bug back in the game. That sigil effect reduces the attack of an opposing thing by 1. So the opossum's not a problem anymore. And we should be good just... Well, there's nothing else I can do right now unless I want an item, but I think we're good just to let it play. Okay, now that's a little bit Actually, no, it's not as much as I thought. Because we can just do squirrel anywhere. We got ourselves our bullfrog, so we can put that there. And, okay, we're at... How's the scale look? I think it's right in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 3 right now, so we should be okay. Yeah. And it's basically just us to do whatever we want. Now we're going to show off I Am Dead's real power here. As we'll take care of Stink Bug. Sorry about that. Put you down there. And that's going to be 6 damage out because of the Bifurcated Strike. Now, one thing I think also happens, if you have the Bifurcated Strike on the leftmost or the rightmost, half of its attack doesn't actually go through, because it can't attack anything to the left or to the right. So this card, for its full power, I think you need to keep it in the middle 2 spaces. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't think so. But yeah, we'll end turn here, let this go through, and see how much we get. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're getting those built up real good. Okay. Time-wise, I actually might have to end the episode here, just so that way we don't overload things too much. And we're sitting at 17... I guess that's supposed to be teeth, though it doesn't really look like it right now. But yeah, we're at 17 of those, so if we do find the trader or trapper or whatever the order is, trapper then trader, that makes sense, my bad. We have some stuff we could look at picking up. But for now, I think we will end this first episode for the week here. We'll try this change of schedule for a week or 2. I'll keep talking more about like what I'd like to do with the channel through as we keep playing, just that way there is some variety and stuff to comment with. But hopefully you guys are enjoying Inscryption, and again, trying to go slow like this, explain my moves. I don't know if people will enjoy it or dislike it or what, but I just feel like this is a way to help rein myself in from going too quickly with a lot of stuff I sometimes do. But thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Inscryption. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I do see you in the next video or episode, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.